Hello, hello.
Jeff, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Wow, it's good to see you.
Oh,
You
great to see you as
you've
well.
got you've got a different look going on here. You're growing out the beard, growing the hair out. It's been a year. Have you left the studio in a year or so?
Not much.
Right.
Definitely been a
Well,
long time since I had a haircut. Yeah, I've got pandemic hair, hair and facial hair going. Yes.
you've got some Tom Petty going on there. I think
Somebody
that's a
else
compliment.
mentioned that too. So
That's
yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
well. It's usually it's not a spring or a summertime without having you on the podcast here, Jeff. It all started back in 13 where we did one in person, and then last year things kind of go haywire. What's the kind of the last? This is a loaded question, I guess. What's the last year been like for you, man? Because for someone like you, Foreigner is a constant, relentless touring machine. Did this kind of give you some time to take a breath, stay at home, and work on some musical projects? Was it beneficial for you in a way?
Well, put it this way. I know a lot of people had a really rough time, and I'm fortunate in that I have this beautiful studio connected to my house, and I've got my family. So I've had a year with my family in my studio, which is to me great. So yeah, I've gotten to do a lot of musical stuff, and spend a lot of time with my family. So I can't complain.
Well,
A
and
lot of other people have a right to complain. I don't.
Well, yeah, it affects everyone differently and everything, but just music related, keeping it in that realm. I just realized it's been 13 months. It's been over a year since I've been to a concert. It was Aerosmith in Vegas in February. And so, I mean, that just, there's a void there that you just can't replace. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a tough deal. And for performers, it's even worse. And so
Yeah.
it's tough, man.
Yes, it is. But Foreigner heads back at the end of May. We
Yeah.
start playing again. So I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're going to be. We're going. I know those shows look like they're happening, and bar some other crazy emergency. But
Of course.
yeah. But no, I mean, I think we're coming back, and I think people are hungry for music live, and I can't wait to go play it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the state of Florida is exactly where you want to be right now if you're going to be able to do this. And there's, I think you're playing at the Front Yard Festival, which is a socially distanced festival. They're going to hear that word thrown around a lot. No, this sounds awesome. It's in Orlando, and that's going to be kind of the first show that may be for a lot of people. That's going to be their first concert in a year or more. And for you
Right.
guys, what's it going to be like? Kind of knocking the rust off, if there is any. This version of Foreigner doesn't have any rust. They just wouldn't, right?
No, but I mean, listen, we have been starting to do some rehearsals, and it's amazing the things you can forget in a year when you're not 25 anymore.
Well, we're all looking for better things for sure, and one of those better things certainly is the release of the new End Machine album. It is phase two. People are ready for this, man. It comes out when this podcast airs. It's going to come out today, Friday. This is awesome. It's a natural progression, it seems like, from the first one. What has it been like, kind of putting this album together, and really the response so far? Which for like a video like "Crack the Smile," which is an awesome video, awesome song, and "Blood and Money" as well. What's kind of been the
Crack
reception
the
like
sky,
so
actually,
far?
not crack the smiles, crack the sky.
Well,
Anyway,
yes, I have that right in front of me, and I said,
well,
"That's
I just
is that a
received.
Poison album? I think that's a
Oh
Poison
yeah,
album."
I just received the vinyl and some CDs the day before yesterday, so I'm showing it off to anybody.
Awesome.
First, I got to see it, so
Ah, sweet.
well, other than the designs, but yes. Well, so hey, we're excited. The record comes out, and the record is out, I guess, and just really anxious. The response has been great on the first two songs, like you say, Blood and Money, and Crack the Sky, and we're just hoping people go out and buy this record because we're very, very proud of it.
Well, it's something to be proud of, and I've just been such a fan of Robert Mason's for so many years, dating back
Yeah,
to
me too.
his work with George before in Lynch Mob.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could say that word anymore. They're changing the name, but we'll revisit that and beep it out later if we have to. But Robert's so tremendous, and you're used to working with great vocalists. I mean, you work with Kelly Hansen every night. Talk about Robert and kind of what he brings from a songwriting standpoint, from a vocal standpoint, and really kind of a big engine that makes the End Machine go, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Robert is. I mean, his voice is undeniable. Everybody knows that. He's an amazing frontman, and he's a damn good writer. I mean, he did some great lyrics on this record. You know, we really made it a focus to try and concentrate on the songwriting this time and make the songs the best they possibly could be. So we worked very hard crafting, you know, the hooks and everything, and then Robert really came through with some great lyrics. So we're just really happy.
What is it about you know, you and George Lynch? There's a symmetry there. There's something about you two that it just works. What is the magic that exists between you and George Lynch and all these projects? Because there's been many, and this is just one that really stands out. It's great.
Well, I mean, you know, the word would be chemistry. We obviously have really good chemistry together. And you know, if I knew how to quantify it, I'd be a manager, and you know, there'd be a million other bands with that. But it's just something that's been there from day one. I mean, the first time George ever came over to my house, right after I joined Doc in 1983, he walked in the door, saw my guitar standing there, picked it up, and we started writing a song. So I mean, it's like it's been that immediate ever since. We have a lot of respect for one another. I think we both bring unique things to the table that when you combine them, you just get something that's really great. And I do not take it for granted. Trust me.
Well, and speaking of something that came out great, was a really big fan of the covers album you guys did together, Heavy Hitters, because it was so freaking eclectic. You've got everything from Madonna on here. You've got and one of my favorite songs has always been Ordinary World by Duran Duran. And you guys do just a tremendous version, and your vocals, man, it's outstanding.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't sing Ordinary World. That's Will Martin, who, by the way, is phenomenal. Will is a tremendous singer. It was so much fun doing a record with him. Really love his voice. But and you know, the thing is that also served as a bit of a testing grounds for working remotely, because all of George's tracks on the M Machine record were done remotely. Even though he lives right down the street, we wanted to be safe, and you know, it was high pandemic times, so we were able to work remotely, and we got it done, and I was very pleased with that.
It was really a bright spot, you know. And talk about, though, your relationship with a record label like Frontier. As you produce albums yourself, Frontier seems to be a label that is absolutely keen on just putting quality material out from big time artists such as yourselves. What's been the relationship like with Frontiers, and how helpful is it for artists like you guys to have a medium to do this?
Well, I mean, Frontiers is great. They love this music. They genuinely love this music. It's part of their DNA as well. So right away we have something in common that's very powerful. And other than that, you know, they just want to do what they can to get the music out there, spread the word, you know, fight for the life of rock, because that's kind of what we have to do. And they just, you know, they're the game in town. If you really want to put out a rock record, they're the game in town, and I'm very, very pleased that I have the relationship I do with them.
Well, speaking of the production side, what have you been working on, if anything, kind of in that realm? Is anything coming up that you've been producing this year? What's going on with that?
Well, Reb Beach actually gets here tomorrow. He's flying out, and he's going to spend a week, and we're going to start writing the next Black Swan record.
Wow.
Which will come out sometime in 22, so very excited about that. And other than that, promoting the M Machine, and then, like I said, you know, hitting the road with Foreigner here soon. So, and Foreigner's booked till the end of the year, so there's a lot to do. And you know, if I can record a new Black Swan, write and record a new Black Swan record within 2021, along with my touring schedule, I'll be very, very happy.
Right. That sounds like a perfect world, and hopefully that is exactly the case. So you've been
played anyways, yeah.
Exactly. You've been now in this beast called Foreigner. This is 17. I think this is your 17th year as part of the band. And you said you're booked to the end of the year. This is the same conversation we've had for the last 9 or 10 years that we've been talking. Foreigner is a beast. It's a machine. And what has this last 17 years been like? Almost rebuilding the brand that is Foreigner. Now opening for Def Leppard, I think back in like 2007, right? To headlining over Kid Rock just a couple years ago. What's that journey been like for you?
No,
and
we
you
didn't
guys?
headline over Kid Rock.
You know, you played with Kid Rock in big
we,
amphitheaters.
we opened up for him, yeah, but we opened for him.
Hey, man, just take the credit. Let's just take
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
credit.
yeah.
Nobody will know.
Yeah. Kid Rock will know. Anyway, well, it's been great. It's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, yeah, and it feels like we did kind of give a rebirth to the whole Foreigner brand, and we're out there spreading the message of the music, and the music is just so great that it's wonderful to be a messenger for that. And we've built something really, really solid. And I know that next year we're going to be doing a big arena tour or a big shed tour. So lot to watch out for. But in the meantime, we hit the road in May. So if you're in Orlando, Florida, come to the Front Yard Festival.
Man, I tell you, last time I was in Florida was a few months ago for the Super Bowl. I'm in Kansas City, diehard Chiefs fan. And the Chiefs didn't show up to that Super Bowl. Well, the Chiefs didn't show up to this year's Super Bowl, Jeff.
I know, but you did before, so.
You're right. You're right, and you're right. That's what my mom.
Ring is cool,
All the people in my life that care about me, I've all said that same thing. Like you gotta just chill out. You gotta take it. So yeah, I absolutely will. But those shows, very important, very good stuff. I'll tell you what, Jeff. Before we get you out of here, we got to hit you with our final 4 drum roll. 4 quick questions. We'll keep it fun. Sure. Give us whatever comes to mind.
Sure.
When is the last time, not counting this interview, that someone didn't ask you about playing with Dokken or a Dokken reunion?
The last time I did an interview where they didn't ask about that, probably in the last few weeks, I probably did a Foreigner interview that wouldn't have asked about that.
Okay.
I'm guessing no, because most of the time they do. But yeah.
Right, absolutely. So what was my last concert that I attended as a fan was Aerosmith in February. Do you remember the last show you went to before the pandemic just as a fan to check out? If you don't remember, you could just say Foreigner, whatever the last Foreigner show was.
I saw a lot of those. Yeah, Foreigner concert. That was the last concert I've been to. Was a Foreigner concert. That was in March of 2020.
Yeah, that we'll let that one stand. What is the first album you remember buying with your own money?
My own money. See, the first one I
stole.
Meet the Beat. Oh, well, you know what I stole? I stole All Right Now by The Free. 45 of that. I'll never forget this because I felt guilty about it for years. I was 12 and I stole 15 records. I remember that. 15 45s, and one of them was All Right Now by The Free, and that's the last time I ever shoplifted anything because I felt so guilty.
Hopefully you've paid those bands all back, since in some form or fashion. Yeah. That's some free promotion right there. I love that free album. Let's see. Last one. Are there any shows or Netflix shows that you've been able to catch up on that you've really enjoyed over the last year or so?
Are there any I haven't caught up on?
There you go. This is the right question then for you.
So yeah, well, I mean, my God, the family has watched more Netflix and streaming stuff than I think I ever thought possible. I know we loved Counterpart and Dark and The Umbrella Academy. Right now, we're on a big binge of Schitt's Creek, which is just
that's
great
funny.
and really hilarious. What else? So we started watching WandaVision. We were only a couple episodes into that. What else? I mean, there's been so many you'd have to actually.
Right,
I noticed that I'll go passing by and I'll wait. Oh yeah, we did see that one. A lot.
so like Ozark, did you catch that one?
Ozark? Absolutely love Ozark. Absolutely.
Because I live in Missouri here, and so I live in Kansas City. When we get about an hour and a half from the Lake of the Ozarks, we get a lot of people thinking that that's how all Missouri is. Right. Well,
been there many times, so I've not the case, but yes.
Well, Jeff, I asked you the right question because some people I'd ask that question. They'd be like, I don't know. I don't watch TV. I didn't watch anything. I'm like, well, I don't believe you, first of all. But, this was the right deal for you. Jeff, my friend, it is always a pleasure. And all that we can hope is that we see you out there in the stratosphere here in the near future. Best of luck. Stay safe and stay healthy, my friend. Always appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Always.
Talk to you soon.
Sir.